Hello, everyone. In this video, as I have promised, I'm going to talk about assignment number 1. Okay, so I hope you can see this clearly. So again, assignment number 1 is about solving a moral dilemma. And this can be any situation which presents itself with at least 2 options of solving the dilemma. So this can be anything in your personal life. This can be anything related to local or international news, any affair that's taking place in the world, whether it's COVID related, whether it's vaccine related, whether it's policy decision making related, pretty much anything. So something personal in your life, it can be related to whether you should stay home back in your country or whether you should stay in Canada during the pandemic. So on one hand, staying home will present specific advantages, but at the same time disadvantages. Or staying in Canada or coming to Canada instead of staying back home will present specific advantages and specific disadvantages. Okay, so that's why it is a dilemma, because there are pros and cons for either of the option, either staying back home or coming to Canada during such unpredictable times as during a pandemic. Another simple example could be, whether you should eat meat or whether you shouldn't eat meat, because eating meat has specific global warming consequences. It has negative consequences. But on the other hand, eating meat has specific advantages for you personally. Okay, nutritional benefits and also benefits that have to do with your eating style or your eating habits. So, for example, I like to eat meat, but on the other hand, I might think, well, by eating meat, I'm promoting methane production. I'm promoting specific type of farming that's dangerous for our environment. Therefore, you or someone else or myself could be faced with a dilemma. Should I eat meat or shouldn't I eat meat? Because that has specific consequences. Eating meat has specific positive and negative consequences, and not eating meat has specific positive and negative consequences. So I want you to pick something that's personal or something that's basically unfolding in the world right now, and something that also can be analyzed from an ethical perspective. So something that requires at least 2 decisions or 2 options in terms of a solution. All right. So in the first part, you are required to describe the dilemma. Here, you do not solve the dilemma, but you describe the dilemma, you describe the context, the situation to me. So just in a paragraph, but clear enough so I know exactly what's happening. In the second part, explain why this situation is a dilemma as opposed to a non-ethical dilemma. So for example, going to a fast food place and thinking, trying to choose between combo number 1 or combo number 2 or combo number 3 is not a moral dilemma. Okay, but if you're at a fast food place and all of a sudden you think to yourself, I've been eating meat for a very long time, and eating meat actually has negative consequences, perhaps locally, personally, and also globally because of climate change, then that becomes a moral dilemma. So just here, I want you to describe to me why the situation above is a moral dilemma. And I want you to explain this in reference to the ethical consequences of the given situation. Identify the agent facing the dilemma. So who is the agent? Is it you who's facing the dilemma or the decision? Or is it someone else? Is it a company? Is it a nation? Is it a political party? Is it your friend? Is it your family? List the possible actions the agent can take in this situation. So considering the dilemma, here you are required to list possible options or possible solutions to your dilemma. You can have more than two. So here you just succinctly describe what it is, what are the options. Identify the stakeholders and how they would affect or be affected by the action. So who are the stakeholders? So basically who is involved? Is it just you? Is it you and your family? Is it you and your coworkers? Is it you and the rest of Canada? Is it you or the rest of the people in your country? So just list who is actually involved or who would be affected by your decision making. Here you choose the ethical framework with which you will solve the dilemma. So you have a choice between utilitarianism, deontology, or virtue ethics. And here you are just choosing one, not all three, but just one, whichever one you like. Okay, that is your choice. So after you study today and tomorrow you study ethical theories, you should have a sense, considering the dilemma that you choose, after deliberation and reflection, you should have a sense which theory you would like to choose to solve your dilemma. So in this box, you are walking me through how you solve the dilemma using either utilitarianism, deontology, or virtue ethics. Now remember, according to utilitarianism, what matters is the consequences of your decision. Okay, so that is what is being judged, consequences of a decision, not the intention, okay, but consequences. In deontology, what's important is the opposite, actually intentions, not the consequences, because according to deontology, consequences of a decision cannot be controlled. Only intentions can be controlled. I can only have either good or bad intentions, ethical or unethical intentions. Therefore, intentions should be judged. And also, you need to describe and apply the test of universalizability and the test of humanity to your dilemma. Virtue ethics is about promoting specific virtues. So if your decision promotes, let's say, courage, mindfulness, friendliness, wisdom, and or any other virtues that are listed in the lesson, then your solution is ethical. So anyway, that is basically where you solve, you walk me through your analysis of the ethical dilemma from the perspective of one of the theories. And here you just succinctly or clearly state your solution. This is the solution that I have arrived to based on my analysis above here. And here, lastly, I want you to reflect on the decision you indicated in step 3, which is based on your analysis in step 2.4. So based on your own ethical framework, do you agree with the decision? Why or why not? Do you think most people would act in the same way or would choose a different solution? So here I want you to reflect on the solution to your dilemma and speculate whether other people would find your solution convincing or not, or ethical or not. And that's it. That is your assignment. Below, you have another example of an ethical dilemma, a serious situation. So that's basically it. You can use this document to just fill in the boxes, okay, with your analysis. Don't worry about the word counts. This is just a range for you, but if you go over a little bit, that's fine. But if you go over a lot, then that's too much. So 100, 150 words. If you type in 200 words, that's fine. But if you type in 1,000 words, then that's of course way, way too much. Anyway, this is assignment number 1. So think about a dilemma, something that relates to your personal life or something that relates to current affairs that are unfolding either locally or internationally. That can be applied from an ethical perspective, and that presents itself as a dilemma. That is a solution. There could be at least 2 or more solutions to a given problem or a dilemma. Okay. So I want to show you one more thing. So in the course, under assignments, you will see due dates. I have already posted due dates in your calendar, but just to show you again. So assignment number 1 is due May 14th. So by the end of this week. And then the Neil Postman presentation is due the 21st. And assignment number 2 is due May 31st. So the Neil Postman presentation and assignment number 2 are group presentations, are group assignments and presentations. And assignment number 1 is an individual assignment, that is individual work. Additionally to this, under communications and discussions, I have posted examples of ethical or moral dilemmas. Here, just for the sake of practice, I've posted a couple of examples, but for the sake of practice, for your ethical dilemma, and that you could get some feedback from other students, just, choose a dilemma that has captivated you, or that has caught your interest, or that resonates with you, and post it here and describe it. So post a link, a short description, explanation. What is the dilemma or issue? What are the ethical elements? What makes it an ethical issue? Once you post your own example, you will have access to other posts, and you have to contribute to at least one other thread. So once you post, then I would like you to respond to someone else. Someone else is posting about his or her dilemma. So this is not for marks, but this is actually a good. This is not for grades, but this is a good preparation for your assignment. So I recommend you do this. And here we already have one contribution. So I can see that students are contributing, and that is good to see. There's one more thing that I wanted to show you. So under each module, as you have probably noticed, there is a self-check quiz. So self-check quizzes are designed to test your knowledge based on the module, on a given module. So once you go through the module, you can do it. It is recommended for you to do a short quiz to test your knowledge based on your studying, on your study of each module, that is. Okay, I think this is enough at this point, and I will be holding office hours tomorrow. So if you have additional questions, please feel free to pop in and ask your question and say hello. Well, thank you very much, and all the best.